Hello everyone, this is Shekhar here. So welcome to part 2 PMP. Before I begin, if one of the things that you do is, hi Sai Raman, hi everyone. So hello everyone out there, good morning, good evening and good afternoon as per your time zone. So one of the things that I would like you guys to do is keep your questions coming into the question window because what happens is I have muted you. If required, we can unmute on the need basis. So keep whenever you feel like you have question, you can always put it in the question box. So welcome to Path to PMP. This is where I would uh, walk you through how to become a project management professional. So here, Edureka is a global registered educational provider from PMI, which is Project Management Institute. So today I will walk you through what is PMI, what is PMP, Project Management Professional, what are the uh, things that we are going to see within the project management professional, what is expected, how is the exam, all those things will be covered. I will talk a little bit about project management body of knowledge edition 5 at right moment. Basically, PMBOK is the guide, which is a project management standard. So mainly we'll see that. So before I begin with the uh, path to PMP slides, my introduction. I'm Shekhar Raut. I have 18 years plus experience, and I have out of which 12 years is from project management. So 12 plus years. And currently, I'm managing the directing the company and basically uh, doing a program management kind of a role. And uh, yeah, that's about it. I'm from telecom software background, where most of my projects are from telecom software background. Although I have some experience on object database management systems also, which is irrelevant right now. All right, so let's begin with the agenda. So, uh, so we'll first start with what is PMI and what is PMP. We'll I'll introduce you with Project Management Institute and Project Management Professional certification. So, what is the eligibility criteria for Project Management Professional? We'll see how to go about Project Management Professional PMP application and audit process. We'll also see examination pattern followed by how much time is needed to prepare for a PMP exam. So we'll see uh, how what is the best course of action in order to get your PMP certification. Followed by myths about PMP exam. I mean, there are few things people say and talk about. We'll bust those myths in that slide. And during the presentation, as I said, you keep your questions coming. As and when there is a logical break from the current flow, I'll take up those questions. So if you put the question and I'm not answering, don't worry about it. Essentially, it will be answered in the course of the presentation today. So what is PMI? It's a project management institute, which is not for profit association. It was established in 1969. It is a global organization which is headquartered in Pennsylvania, USA. Over 450,000 members worldwide, over 171 countries. So, PMI is actively engaged in advocacy for the profession, setting professional standards, conducting research, and providing access to wealth of information and resources. So, that's what PMI is doing, conducting research. And what is wealth of access to information and resources? So, once you become a PMI member, by paying whatever that 120 or 119 whatever fees, then you get access to this wealth of information and resources. So over the period of time, they have come up with all the templates that we talk about, your risk register, your project management plan, and those templates will be available. Then how to go about the research papers will be white papers, research papers will be available. Apart from that, webinars, seminars anyway will be conducted by the PMI chapter, but webinars will be available and a lot of videos will be available. So which is a wealth of information, because you can see that it's established since 1969, which is not for profit. So whatever material or standard is generated for project management professional certification, uh, it's a lot of experience by these many members who are already PMP certified. So those are the people who are contributing to project management standard and the profession overall. So what their lessons learned will be captured in the form of those templates, those lessons learned sessions, those uh, videos, audios, and wealth of information and resources basically. Then PMI also promotes career and professional development. So what happens is, let's say you today become a project manager, or you are a project manager. You want to go up the ladder. So usually you will seek for becoming program manager. From program manager, you will seek to become, let's say, portfolio manager, and so on. So PMI promotes this career and professional development. So it offers uh, pro project management certification, which is PMP, then program management certification, which is PGMP, then portfolio management certification, which is PFMP, agile certification, risk management. So this basically helps your career and professional development. It has helped me, and I have no doubt that it's going to help the people, and that's how we are here and listening into the webinar. So it provides the opportunity to network and community involvement. So what does it mean? PMI has PMI chapters. So these PMI chapters, they are there in most of the countries, in the most of the cities. So whatever country you are in, whether you are in US, you are in India, you are in Europe, and whichever country you are in that the city that may have the PMI chapter, you can check it on www.pmi.org, which will be shared with you in the course of the presentation today. There you'll get the list of the PMI chapters. So these PMI chapters, they allow you to network. So there, the people come and present, do the sources, do the seminar. Uh, you get to meet like-minded people. You get to meet with the experts in the field, like risk management, schedule management, specific area, even in project management. You get those people, you get to learn from them, and apart from that, of course, the networking opportunity always helps you. So community involvement, like you want to do the research on some of the topics of the project management or any other concerned area of, like program management, portfolio management. So PMI provides you all those opportunities. So why do the PMP certification? Why is the PMP certification important for any uh, uh, any person who want to grow in his career? Why he is aspiring for becoming PMP? So one of the thing is, this is the certificate which provides industry-wide recognition. So it's the practice is in existence since long. There are people who do ask for the PMP certified project managers, because they know that those people who come on board with PMP certification will have minimum required qualification, a minimum required understanding, the kind of terminology that we use. It becomes standardized. It doesn't say that, oh, I mean this, and okay, but you understood that. So those terminologies basically the concepts are very clear when you go through the certification. That's why it's recognized worldwide. And of course, it is not any industry specific. All the industries, be it, although I've seen most of a lot of IT managers, but I have seen even people coming from various like automobiles, and I've seen nowadays pharmaceutical industry also. They are coming and attending these PMP courses. So PMP certification, Project Management Professional Credential, is the most important industry recognized certification for project managers. Uh, it's globally recognized and demanded for obvious reason. This credential demonstrates that the professional has the experience, education, and competency to lead and direct projects. So this increases your marketability to employers and higher salary, which has helped me. But nowadays it is kind of becoming minimum kind of certification, but does help you with your marketability to employers, and with that comes higher salary also. So what are the prerequisites for the PMP certification? If you have educational background such as high school diploma, associate's degree, or global equivalent, then you need to have project management experience of 7,500 plus hours uh, over the period of 5 years or 60 plus months. And 35 contact hours is also required. So those are the two. So we at Edureka, we provide these 35 contact hours training. So in which we walk you through the important PMP exam preparation is the course name. And that's what we walk you through. That is 35 contact hours of PM education that you get. This project management experience is for high school diploma of 7,500 plus hours is for high school diploma or associate degree or a global equivalent. But most of you will fall under bachelor's degree or global equivalent. So in that case, you need to show, you need to have project management experience of 4,500 plus hours over the period of 3 years. So these 3 years can be, within last 8 years, any 3 years should be fine. So you just need to show that 4,500 plus hours of experience. It need not be contiguous. It can be over the 8 years, maybe, first 2 years, then somewhere 6 months, and somewhere again 6 months should be fine, as long as it is within those last 8 years. Okay. So, and 35 contact hour is mandatory for both the background, educational background and project management experience, right? So that's what Edureka provides you. So project duration must not overlap. We'll see that in detail in later on, but just for now, just know that it should not overlap. We'll see that in the subsequent slide in more detail. Experience in project during last 8 years can be shown. This is also covered. 20% of applications are picked up for random audit. So what happens is, we are showing this for 4,500 of hours of experience. I'll show you how you are going to show it in subsequent slides, how it is shown, and basically, how it is recognized. So project basically 20% of application which gets picked up for a random audit, they will be verified. So the verification process is also simple, which we'll discuss in, rather I'll discuss it now. Uh, Basically, if your application gets picked up for random audit, in that case, whatever projects you have done, for those projects, you will get one single form on which you will write the project name and the details that you have already filled it in the form, and you will get a signature and stamp and seal of the company for which you are showing that experience. So that is the extra work, and basically mail it back to PMI. So that is what is required in case your random audit, your application gets picked up for random audit, which is 20% of applications. Uh, it is not very time consuming. You may feel intimidated initially, but Believe me, I have seen people doing this. It is pretty cool. Don't get worried. We'll be at Edureka. Will be supporting you during this process. So there is no need to worry. Uh, then designation during the specified project work does not matter. So uh, whether you are a senior developer, whether you are a lead, technical lead. In my case, when I appeared, I think I was a technical lead or something, or project lead or something. So I was not a project manager designated as. So don't worry about it. That's all there is to. So there is a question from Nitya Shri. Mohan, what about the requirements of MS degree background? So, if you have anything, any educational background, which is masters and PhDs, I have seen people with PhD also doing PMP certification for your information. Uh, there is no change for you. You fall under this criteria. So you need to show this 45 plus 4500 plus hours of experience over the period of 3 years or 36 plus months. I hope that's clear, Nityashi. All right. So coming to the next slide. So how do you apply? So basically, you can go to HTTPS. The slide you I think this slide will be shared with you, and as with a video also will be shared with you guys. So to apply online, you can log into this HTTPS certification pmi.org, wherein you can click on apply for PMP credentials and follow the steps and fill in the required details. So review and submit the details. So basically it will ask you what your name, age, and other information, required information, and then it will ask you to fill in details about your projects and so on. So once you do that, you have to review and submit the details. No document is needed at the time of application submission. A lot of people think like, oh, I'm giving the application. This is online application submission, so you don't need to give any document. Okay. PMI takes maximum 5 days to process the application, and you make a payment and schedule exam at Prometric Center. So Prometric Center is where you can schedule your exam. You have to pay the fees and schedule the exam over there. You can let's say you have scheduled, so sometime before you can always reschedule the exam, or basically change the schedule, but um, probably you don't do that often, but you can schedule the exam at the Prometric Center after making the payment. So I'll come to the verification section and application process. Okay. So I'll first cover add project hours and then verification section. So before that, if you have question on that, just be patient. There are many questions that were fired in meanwhile, uh, and they were relevant to the previous slide. So I'm just going to those slides. Okay. Nandakumar Ranganathan, he says, I have 10 years of experience in IT, but worked at client location throughout. I don't have project management experience. Still, can I go for PMP certification? Uh, if you are 10 years of experience in IT, Nandakumar. So, okay, this is very good question. And yeah, Surya, Teja, and Chatrapal, I'm seeing your questions. Please be patient. I'm going in sequence. I'm seeing the Nandakumar's question first, and that's how I'll cover that first, and I'll come to your questions after I answer the Nandakumar's question. So, coming to Nandakumar, uh, may I open your mic? So please take care of background noise, if any. Okay. Or let me answer, and let's see if he's okay with it. All right. So this is a very important question. I'll repeat the question again. I have 10 years of experience in IT, but worked at client location throughout. I don't have project management. So what constitute the project management experience? Very important question. So what constitute project management experience is mainly you can think of uh, all the activities that with respect to project management. So since Nandkumar, you are at on-site client location, you will be involved in estimation, reviewing the estimation, interacting with the client, uh, uh, testing, all the activities that you do in IT are all project management related experiences. So they fall under 5 categories, which is called IPEC. IPEC stands for initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, and controlling and closing. So I am very sure you will be involved in initiating, you will be involved in planning. So here you do the estimation, planning, execution. Maybe your involvement will be lesser, but still you will be monitoring and controlling the project, and closing also you will be involved. So maybe in execution you may be having little less exposure, but you will be involved in all project management process groups. So don't worry about it. If you have worked for 10 years, definitely you have worked on all the projects. So whatever work you are, so you just need to see how you have to put your work hours. Okay, I hope that's clear, Nandakumar. It was a good question. So fine. Surya Teja, that's your question. I did my project management course from Unitec University, New Zealand certification. I completed my PM course working as business analyst for past 1 year. So will I be able to write the exam? Uh, you have completed PM course working. So if this project management course that you are talking about, Surya Teja, if it is same as what we take at Edureka, so basically, have you gone through the PMBOK guide? Have you gone through? So that is the uh, PMP exam preparation 35 project management hours. That is 35 contact hours. So it's not any other book. So Surya Teja, answer to your question, if you have done 35 contact hours of training for a project management course, whatever New Zealand certification you had done, yes, PMBOK is the book is studied. I think then you already got 35 contact hours. Audio is gone, Surya Teja is saying. I'm not sure. How about others? Is the audio fine for you guys? Yeah, mostly okay. Okay, fine, fine. Thanks, everyone. Vinita, Snehal, and Nandkumar, and Ashok, and Niteshri. So, okay, fine. So, Mithilesh, thank you. Basically, Surya Teja, so audio may be problem for you. In that case, you may log out and log in back. At times, it improves your chances. But if you have studied the PMBOK guide, and that is the one you have studied, you already got your 35 contact hours. Coming to the question from Mithilesh, I'm sorry if in case, can ISO's implementation be considered as project manager? Yes, all the quality management activities are considered as the activities with respect to your project management. Okay, so quality is one of the aspect of your project management. So answer is resounding yes, Mithilesh. Uh, all right. Then there is a question from Sai, Nidhi, and okay, Sai and then Nidhi. So Sai says for high school management in Indian schools, for high school management in Indian schools are eligible to get PMP certification. Yes, as long as see, Sai Raman. So, if you are doing projects, you are eligible to do that. Okay, PMP certification. So, I am assuming you already have it. Your question is around this. So, just see.
if you are doing projects. So if you are doing projects, you will be involved in one part or other. IPEC, we'll discuss that later. So shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Uh, Basically, you'll be eligible to get PMP certification because you are in high school management. So most of the times you'll be executing a lot of projects. So answer is yes, Sairaman. Nidhi says, what is the validity of 35 contact hours that will be given? It's indefinite, it's infinite. So basically, Nidhi, it's lifelong. So once you get 35 contact hours certificate, that is valid till the end. So basically, your professional career. So you don't have to worry about it. So validity is not an issue. Yeah, once you get it. Uh, Wish B says, I have gap in my employment. Is it okay for applying PMP? That is not an issue at all. That is not an issue at all. So it is okay to apply for applying for PMP. For people with Varun says, for people with diploma background, uh, who are bad background, who are into the business. Varun, you will have to clarify your question further. It's not very clear. Can you just come again? Meanwhile, the last question I'm taking right now from Ganeshwar, then we'll continue with the slides, and again I'll come back to your questions again. So for people, you can keep the questions coming, by the way, in case you have. We can always come to the slide that is relevant. So for people with a diploma background, okay, that we already, Varun is going to come back with more clarity on the question. What happens in random audit of 20% application? All right, so that is a question basically, Ganeshwar, uh, which I'll cover right now. So this random audit of 20% application, what happens is whatever you have claimed in your form when you sign up, basically when you become a PMI member, those are used apply for the examination. That application form will be verified which employer you will be with, you were with. uh, Basically when you get a stamp and signature, most of the time that is the verification that I have seen happening in front of my eyes. So it's not very difficult. So in random audit, basically whatever you have claimed, that gets checked. So that's all there is to. So whether you have done that project, do you have that project management experience? That's all gets checked. Okay. So I'll come back to Ashok and Snail's questions later. Uh, Meanwhile, we'll continue with a couple of slides first. Okay. So Varun, who has put a question, has come back again. Actually, I have my own business since I completed my. Oh, okay, okay, Varun. You are eligible, and there are a lot of people who, and so your own company's uh, certification should be valid. At times, you're doing the project for the client, so uh, client certificate should be sufficient, and it should be in a PMI format. That's all there is to. So, okay. Uh, Welcome, Ganjeshwar. Ganeshwar, sorry. Jnaneshwar, okay. Jnaneshwar. All right. Okay. So, uh, we still have Ashok's and Snail's question, which we'll cover in coming slides. So we saw this slide, which is simple, straightforward slide, which is basically talks about how to go about application process. So it's simple, straightforward. It's online application. You don't have to submit any uh, basically uh, uh, proof at that point in time. It is required. So no document is required at that point in time. The documents will be required when your application is selected for audit, and those that time you will have to get the things signed and sealed from your previous or existing employer, as the case may be, for your project. That's all there is to. So verification section is shown here. So Here basically how to go about filling the application is told here. So you go here. So what happens is for each project, okay, you go on adding the project hours. So that how so so there is a question from Srinivas also. Will take in the process of time. Okay. Uh, So verification section, here your number of projects, and basically you have project number, project title, start date. So this is how your online application form will look like. And you'll select the role, your industry, your organization name. You can see, it's simple, straightforward. The important part is what you want to get what they will be verifying if it is required is basically you'll have to provide with project sponsor, contact relationship, manager, client. So the person who is running his own business might be asked to provide a client details and so on. So email, extension, etc. Those are the things which your projects will get checked against. So one is this part which is simple, straightforward country. I mean, I don't need to talk about each and every part of it unless you have question which you are anyway putting in front of us. So coming to the part. Basically for each project, please list the number of hours you have spent. So here basically initiating the project, have you spent 20 hours? Planning the project, have you spent 120 hours? We know that executing the project takes a lot of time, and you may be involved in creating the deliverables of the project. So that is the part of application process, controlling the process, closing the project. So initiating is developing your project charter, verifying that all the things SOW is in place, and basically the project is viable and those kind of things, which is essentially checked by your uh, as project sponsor, and then he authorizes you as a project manager, and that's what happens in Eng. So those are the things which gets involved in the IPIC, that initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, and closing the project. And you have to give the total hours. Now one of the document that I usually give is PMP application project hours. So this is available with Edureka support, and you can get it whenever you want. Okay, which will tell you, let's say uh, you have a project. So how many percent hours it should be, right? Project two, project one, right? So it tells you what are the executing process sample description will look like. So that, for example, managing proactively the resource allocation, executing the task defined in the project plan in order to achieve the project goals, ensuring a common understanding and set of expectations. So everything is given in the slide, right? For what kind of so wording also you can choose it from here. Approximate percentage range 8 to 80% is also given. So you just need to see, so you can see that the percentage is getting calculated automatically. So you just enter the project hours, all the project hours. At the end of it, the total project hours will also get added, right? So that is the template that will help you to ensure approximate percentage range it comes within. Okay, so you can do for all the projects, and once you prepare this project worksheet, then you can come back and fill in this project hours into the application process. So usually this 50 to 80 words can be picked up from there directly as per the your understanding. So we have further questions which I'll take after the complete application process. So let's complete the application process. So we saw verification section in which basically you number your projects and submit one set of experience verification form per project. Copy these forms if you require additional space. So basically this is what you're going to provide with, and basically you're going to upload this in case of audit, you are going to upload the form that you have got signed up. from your previous from your the manager or your sponsor or and company seal. All right. So at project hours, we saw how you calculate the project hours. So basically, avoid this overlapping. You might have done two projects at the same time. So those are the examples of overlapping project. It's very common. It do happen, but avoid such situation. One of the solution I give my students is to you have two projects. So you show the project one duration start uh, as this and end instead of the full uh, you show it here and then start your project 2 here and end it here. So something like that, so that because number of hours, then you can show it appropriately. So just avoid overlapping project, because that's a high probability of your application getting selected for the audit, and that's the experience. And there are some issues with that. Okay, initially it is not expected, although it happens practically. So record the project management hours individually regardless of number of projects you include. Project must be non-overlapping. Your title in project is not important. Consider all of the project that you have worked or on in last 8 years. So with with this information, I'm going back to the questions. So this is more or less how we go about. So we have some big questions also. Uh, so Varun, Amit is okay. I got the question where it started. So Ashok, so there are, as I said, keep questions coming. I'll be taking it, at a logical break point, and that's what I did. So coming back to the question from Ashok. So Ashok has a question: what kind of standard processes, function point analysis, are considered as experience in planning phase, or is there no standard processes required? Actually, Ashok, everything is standard. Okay, so when you start with PMBOK guide, there are 47 processes we talk about. So over the 10 knowledge areas and 5 process groups. So that's what we talk about. So uh, the processes will not be specific to industry. So let's say your function point analysis uh, may be applicable to multiple industry, but a lot of times I have seen it being used in mainly during software development. So so anything that is very specific, product specific to the that application, that industry specific, those will not be considered. Okay. uh, there are 47 standard, only 47 which are mentioned. There are many processes apart from that, but those are the processes across which your experience will be considered. So in planning phase there are 24 processes. So in those 24 processes, right from developing project charter to developing project management plan, risk management, risk analysis, risk identification, all those are part of that. Okay. uh, so that's the answer. I hope Ashok, okay, Ashok says okay. uh, then Snehal has a question. I have completed 35 contact hours from India, now shifted to UAE. Will I be able to appear exam from here? Snehal, answer is yes. That should be possible. Possible. You can always register. It's all online. You'll have to find out respective place. So since you have completed your 35 contact hours, you can always go ahead for the exam. And basically, you'll have to find the Prometric Center in the area in UAE where the city you are living in. Yeah. All right. Then we have Ashok, Snehal, then Amit looks to be offline. Amit, if you're online, please let me know so that I can cover your question. All right. Uh, Naneshwar Srinivas. Srinivas Rao, this is question from Srinivas Rao. There is Srinivas Reddy also, that's why I'm clarifying. Is PMP, which is after Srinivas question. So is PMP certification is different for developer and tester? No, it is the same. How long certification is valid? So validity of the certification is essentially for 3 years, usually for 3 years. So after 3 years, you just have to show the uh, PMP. It's called. Uh, you have to show some hours of, let's say, 60 hours, around 60 hours of project management work that you have done. So those are the things that we'll see in subsequent slide. The exact name is basically so PDU, Professional Development Unit is the name. Okay, so you have to show those 60 PDU. One PDU is equal to 1 hour basically. So 1 hour of training, 1 hour of so 5 hours of 5 PDUs you get if you are working for 1 year, and but you have to worry about it after you complete your PMP certification. So anyway, it will be covered. So this should be sufficient for now. We'll be covering in more detail subsequently, Srinivas. Then Srinivas Reddy, I have worked on my many project over 8 years, but reading PMBOK guide seems like it's taking eternity, and that's where the courses from Edureka helps Srinivas Reddy. So what happens is uh, basically, when you read PMBOK guide, there are few factors which you may seem like they are dry. I mean, the material from PMBOK guide is dry, so we have our own material. And when you attend the classes, then PMBOK guide looks very easy. It looks very uh, easy to understand. It's not very difficult actually, and exam is also not difficult. It just the book is a little dry, and the everybody knows that, but that's the way it is because it talks about standard, and you don't expect standard to be juicy, right? So it is a little dry. So that's all there is to. So don't worry about it. If you join the Edureka PMP exam preparation course, it will be taken care of. You will be comfortable in no time. Nivedita Roy, she is left. Varun, okay. Srinivas, can we have only single process for a project? Uh, it's not possible, Srinivas. We'll see when we start with basically because we talk about 47 processes, we do tailor a lot. So for a smaller scope project, like a smaller duration, like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, we don't perform all those 47 processes. We considerably reduce it. So we'll see when we go through the course, we tell those points. So for example, there are 5 processes that gets clubbed together in project time management. So uh, to develop a schedule. So that is the one example I can give. But single process for a project is not possible. They you need to you'll see actually when we talk about how what is the process and how we knowingly or unknowingly execute it. But single phase for the project is possible, which also we can see. uh, Amir Mohammed, he says, my background is IT software and I want to move on project management side. How this course is going to help me. So uh, when you are in IT software, you will be developing. So you'll be invariably working on projects, right? So project management is art and science, and that's what you will learn in PMP exam preparation. And PMP certification will tell that you have those expertise. So that will increase your marketability to the prospective employers, including current employer. So that's how the PMP certification is definitely the course to go for with your background as IT software. So Girish has a question. So we have Girish, Srinivas, Chatrapal, Nidhi. then Ashok, Shakti, and so on. So you have to just wait for your turn. So I'll just try to quickly wrap up these questions so that we can continue with the session. For the audit, is the company seal a must? The form does not mention about the seal. It asks for signature manually and to be posted. Yes, company seal is a must. I have seen that process. Uh, Form does not. So you have already done. Uh, it's surprising. Because the one I have seen, it does ask for seal. Uh, the It was somewhere around 6-7 months back. I had one of my student who went through this audit process, and it was asked, both were asked, signature as well as seal. So just check it out again, Sir Girish. That's what my take is. Uh, it is required as per my knowledge. Okay. For documentation of PMP applications, this is Srinivas Reddy. For documentation of PMP application, can we have only single process? Okay, that is already answered. Chatrapal Arora, he has a question. We have to show required 4500 only, or we can show more if we worked. You can show more. More is always better. So should be fine. But in case of audit, you have to do all those things. So just try to show little more than what is required, so that that's all there is to. Otherwise, no issues. More is always better. Uh, Usually, you can show till 5,000 or something like that. So some rough number. So just show a little more. That's all there is to. Nidhi has a question. We might have worked on some very small project as well with a duration of 2 to 4 months. Do we need to? Yes, you need to consider these also. So small projects are definitely projects, and it's definitely considered as a project. Okay. So don't worry about it, small, big. How could we enter the time if projects are with different companies, clients? This is you should know, Shakti, Brinda Somasundaram. So Shakti, you should know the time the projects are with different companies or client. In case of our application is picked for random audit, do we need to get the signature and the seal from all the companies? Yes, that is what it is. So that's why you should pick the right projects, so that you can get the basically you don't have to go to the clients. Mostly you will be with your own company. So only in case, Shakti, if it is your own startup or your own company, at that time, or if it is a startup anyway, your company itself can certify it. But if it is a company, but if it is like you are self-employed, that's when you may need that clients. Usually, companies should be sufficient. Yeah. So hi Nivedita, you are there. Oh, okay, okay. Nivedita's question, I'll take it up. Sorry, Nivedita, I saw you now. Okay, so all right. So Nivedita's question was, oh, I don't know, it was shown as left anyway. So Nivedita, basically, your question is, hi, I have completed my mechanical engineering, then I pursued my master's in engineering and management from UK. I have worked in UK for 2.5 years in a steel industry as a project and quality coordinator. I returned to my home country, then got into job in my home country only after an year or so. I have gap doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I have applied for PMP and I have not gone through the examination during my first attempt. Now I'm working as a project coordinator. I want to do my PMP before the changes happen in November in PMI. Please, can you help me with my preparation? Definitely, that's how we are here, Nivedita. So, uh, essentially, the way I understand is you have the required experience. It's just the matter of uh, PMP exam preparation, and that's what our course name is. So definitely join us. We'll prepare you for the course. Whoever is the uh, faculty member, he will take care of walking you through the right steps in order to achieve your PMP. And uh, this is September, mid-September, right? October, November. So you have sufficient time. So we'll see how much time to prepare. So I think it should be fine. All right. I hope that is clear. Okay. Then we have Srinivas again, Varun, Amir. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take another last question. That is from Sai Raman. Okay. Srinivas, I mean, from the involvement perspective of PMP candidate, okay, which we understand. I completed 35 hours of contact training program. I registered as PMI member, but I didn't write the exam cause of few unavoidable. Yeah, that happens, Iraman, from time to time. We all are working professionals, so that is understood. So my PMP membership going to expire shortly. So PMI member, I attended PMI national conference. Can I get PDU points? Since you are not PM basically PMP certified, PDU doesn't apply to you. You will see that we are going to explain that. Okay, what is PDU? And this is contact hours, and your contact hours never expire. So if you have taken a 35 contact hour training, it doesn't expire, so you don't have to worry about it. Uh, so project code, it's a good work, Nivedita. You are doing project management kind of work, so rest assured, I think you are in the right direction. With that, I will come to rest of your questions later. Okay, so I am on to. I'll tell you who all are still in the pipeline. So we have Nivedita. We took Naneshwar do the project man. So Naneshwar, then we have Srinivas Reddy, Ashok, Chetan, and so on. Okay, and Srinivas Reddy. So PMP exam is changing in Jan 20. Yeah, wish be yes. I'm aware of that. We'll consider that also while we are doing this. So uh, all right. So let's continue, and then I'll come back to your questions. Meanwhile, keep your questions coming as usual. I will take it at appropriate time. So your PMP examination fee, your exam category, uh, then basically, usually people go for. I recommend this way. You first do your PMI membership fee. Okay, become a PMI member, and then go for computer-based testing. So and this is what you're going to spend 405 plus 139. Okay, so which is 544, right? So something. So you save around $11, which is a fee for now non-member. So there is obvious advantage in becoming PMI member and going for computer-based testing, because in this case you get the result immediately. I mean, you get to know whether you have passed or failed immediately. So that's the advantage. Otherwise, paper-based testing, you can see it is cheaper. It comes out to be cheaper than the uh, computer-based testing. I don't expect you guys to go for re-examination. I haven't known anyone from PM Edureka gone for this, but in case you know unfortunate event, then this computer-based is the fee is given, and re-examination fee is also given. So membership to local PMI chapter is low priority for me. It varies from chapter to chapter. It just for your information. Only 3 PMP attempts allowed. So again, this is also low priority in the sense uh, I don't expect you guys, actually rather I don't expect you guys to go for another attempt and so on, but just for your knowledge. Rescheduling fee within 30 days of exam date is also, in case you want to do the rescheduling, some of you may want to, okay. No show is considered as one attempt. So ensure that, this is very important. In all this, the first and last point is very important. No show is considered as one attempt, and that's how it's better to reschedule in case you can't do that. Okay. Uh, all right. Then PMP Examination Center, one application and payment is accepted. PMI sends link to schedule an appointment. Alternative candidate you can log in into Prometric Center. That's how you can do and schedule the exam. So there are a couple of ways. So India Prometric Center are at the following location: Ahmedabad, Chennai, Kolkata, Bangalore, Allahabad, Gurgaon, Mumbai, and Hyderabad. So in case you are in India, you should be knowing this. All right, coming to the pattern. So examination pattern is simple, straightforward. You go to, it's a computer-based exam conducted in Prometric Center. You will get 200 multiple choice question out, which are, for 4 hours duration. So out of these 200 questions, 175 are for final marking, remaining 25 are for pre-test question. Do I care? Just for knowing that pre-test questions are not considered for your final marking. But do I come to know whether pre-test questions are there or not? No, I don't come to know. So you answer all 200 questions as if that's uh, all the questions are for final marking. That's all there is to. So from your perspective, nothing changes. Okay, the just knowing that 25 pre-test questions, so some of the 25 those questions will be not considered for your final marking. So that's all there is to. You need to know. No negative marking in an exam. So the fallout is you ensure that if you find a tough question and you are confused about some the closeness of answer something and move on, that and put it for review. Basically answer, put it for review and come back later for those review items. The reason being, there is no negative marking, so in case you run out of time, you'll get some, at least you have answered something. So that's all there is to. When we go through the PMP exam preparation, we give you the PMIism, what is how you go about preparing the exam, and basically module wise we have quizzes and those things we take care of even during class. We run you through few examples, few questions, so that you become prepared for PMP examination. So examination is developed by a group of individuals from around the globe who hold the PMP credential like me. So after clearing the exam, you will get the result immediately, and PMP certificate will be mailed within couple of months. So you'll receive the mail within 2 months. So examination scores are confidential. So the reason we'll see in the subsequent slide. So what is the ideal preparation time? So this is the ideal preparation time. You become a PMI member, and then you attend the PMP exam prep training from Edureka. This is virtual training by Edureka, online virtual training. Basically, the way we are doing the webinar, on similar fashion, this is done. So you submit the application after your online training is over. Then application formalities takes 1 to 3 weeks. So application and audit or assistance is provided by Edureka. So after application approval, you schedule your exam. So scheduling, so you are going to take exam at this point in time, shown in green bar. So you are scheduling now. So for those 6 to 8 weeks is the total period. Ideal time gap between training and exams is usually this 1.5 to 2 months. So that's what I think Nivedita also is falling into. So if you're taking as Wish B has mentioned, exam is changing in Jan 2016 and not in November as was planned earlier. So he is right, and so you don't have to worry if you're taking it before December 2015. So this is what ideal time gap between your training and exam, which is 6 to 8 weeks. So during that time, you get personalized guidance by a subject matter expert from Edureka. You can continue study for 2 to 3 weeks, and then continue study or mock test for 2 to 3 weeks, which is more than 1,000 mock questions by Edureka. So that's what you get, mock test. And on T-1 day, you just relax and uh, you just clear your exam. So take the exam and clear it. So then your renewal cycle, not recycle, sorry, a renewal cycle for your PMP accreditation, PMP certification is 3 years. So during this, you will be getting assistance in earning the PDUs required for your PMP certification renewal. So uh, there is a question from Robin, which I'm taking out of turn. So what if I choose to give exam after Jan 16? Any change in course content? There is no change in course content, Robin. So PMP examination, I'll show you the right slide, but let's not get into it. So to cover your question, basically there is a role delineation study. It's called RDS, which is performed every 3 years. And PMP standard changes every 4 years. So only in the first quarter of Jan 2017, your PM BOK guide, which contains PMP related material like those 47 processes, that time only any changes will happen. So course content, there is no change. What is going to change is essentially after January 2016, what is going to change is mainly the question. And there are some tasks which are changing in IPEC, initiating, planning, executing, and that's what we will cover, and we'll add those questions. So that's all there is to. So there is no change in input, output, tools and techniques. Number of processes 47 will remain. 47 processes will remain till uh, the first quarter of 2017. So don't have to worry unnecessarily too much. It's just the questions that are changing, which anyway will be covered by us. Amit Pandey, is the PMI membership lifetime or we need to renew it? So as is mentioned here, every 3 years is a cycle, a renewal cycle of the PMP certification. So you have to renew it every 3 years, Amit. Chatrapal, when we have to pay $405 at time of application or submission. So as was explained here, basically, let me go to that slide so that you know. So uh, when you are when you become PMI membership fee, you don't have to pay this 405. So you first become PMI member, take the training, then when you apply for your exam, that time you pay this fee, not before that. So it's at the time of application submission. Okay, so when becoming a PMI member, you are not submitting application. You are submitting application when you are scheduling your exam, or that time only you need to pay it. Okay. So PMI membership lifetime, it is 1 year. So Amit, PMI membership is 1 year. So that's what it is. Okay. Uh, I got it. You were referring to PMI membership and not PMP certificate. Fine. Okay. Chatrapal's question is when we have to pay 405. Okay, I was answering Chatrapal's question, Amit. So maybe I was okay mentioning Amit. Okay, fine. Chatrapal's question is what I answered actually. It was with respect to uh, application submission, basically scheduling exam. So I hope Chatrapal is fine. Uh, then we have Robin's question. Can we get assistance from you on submitting? Yes, that's what is mentioned over here. If you see clearly, uh, we at Edureka do provide the application and audit assistance from Edureka. It's a good question, Robin. So answer is yes. Okay. All right. So there were some questions which were I was supposed to answer. So um, all right. So it was about after Nivedita. So Gnaneshwar question is, do the project duration make difference in project management hours? As some of my project duration varies from week to month. Yeah, it doesn't. uh, it will make some difference in project management hours, of course. If your duration is more, your project management hours will be more. So answer is resounding yes. So you will have to see, more complex the project, more so will if you go through that Excel sheet, which will be shared by the PMI I mean Edureka support with you, you will know which task involve that. So uh, answer is yes, it does make a difference. Srinivas Reddy, ideal preparation time with 1 hour per day during weekdays and 3 hours over weekend. I will say 1 hour is less, Srinivas Reddy. So that's a good question. So he says, how many hours you are expecting me to spend on weekdays, and so weekdays maybe 6 to 7, 6 plus hours, 6 to 7 hours, and weekdays 2 to 3 hours, and weekends 6 to 7 hours. And again, it depends, Srinivas. Some people once actually once you go through a lot of times through the recordings, or once you go through the course that we cover during the class, more or less you get prepared. So I think 2 to 3 hours per day for a general in general is sufficient, and weekends 6 hours. 6 to 7 hours. Ashok, I have worked only on 2 projects in last 7 years. Then how about experience as per IPEC? You're on 2 projects in last 7 years. Then how? Uh, Ashok, not sure you if you are around. Okay. So Ashok, since you have worked only on 2 projects for last 7 years, so I need to know the duration of your project. So basically, based on that, I can tell you. But essentially the criteria that is there, it applies. So rest of the time I'm not very sure if you're so rest of the time what were you doing, and if it is like I believe you must be working on one project or other project, so just have to take care that way. Okay. Then Chetan has the last question. No. Okay, Chetan, do we have to get company signature or seal application from all previous companies we have worked? Answer is yes. That's what. Okay, when you are submitting your application, you don't have to get it. When your application gets chosen, so only 20% gets chosen for audit. When your application gets chosen for audit, that time the form will be given to you. So that's where your company official, so your sponsor, your manager, his signature and seal of the company is required, and then you can photocopy it, sorry, scan it and upload it. That's what happens. Okay. uh, so I hope that was the last question. uh, So Srinivas question, it is online based course or classroom based? So this is online. So the way you are listening into webinar, it's virtual, it's internet based. So it's not classroom based, Srinivas. Ready? All right. So there is a question from, so this is last question I'm taking, and then we'll continue with 5 6 slides. So I'm running a little late, but I think should be fine. So Nivedita's question is, do I need to take training again as I have my PDO already? Contact hours is equal to PDO. No, that will cover. So if you have training, Nivedita, you don't need to take the course. Okay, it is as simple as that, because the validity is lifetime. So that gets answered here also. So basically it is called contact hours. So you are calling it PDO, just naming is different, but it's the same thing. So aspirants, this is about the myths about PMP exam. So aspirants need 35 PDUs to apply for PMP exam. Contact hours are required to apply for PMP exam, and PDUs are required to maintain the PMP credential once a year to clear the PMP. Once you clear the PMP exam, not once a year, sorry, once you clear the PMP exam. So it's after every 3 years, as we said. So contact hours is what the training basically we are talking about, Nivedita and everyone basically. So the minimum score needed to pass is determined by the overall difficulty of your individual exam. So what happens is there will be set that will be, so when once you get into the Pro Metric Center, you will be given the exam paper basically, which will not you will be given exam paper, you will be sitting in front of a screen which is connected to various sets of question papers from PMI. So these PMP paper will be having 3 or 4 or 5 sets, I don't know exactly. So these sets, some will be of high difficulty, some will be medium difficulty, and so on. So what happens is the score is not very important. You will be scored based on the psychometric analysis of that question paper that is done, and the passing percentage will vary based on that. So the minimum score needed to pass is determined by the overall difficulty of your individual exam. Okay. So passing score of PMP exam is 61% is another myth. So basically there is no documented set of marks or percentage to pass PMP exam. From November 2005 onwards, means exactly 10 years, around 10 years back, PMI stopped publishing the passing percentage. And it adopted the psychometric analysis to calculate the passing score. Hence the assumption is no more valid. So you must memorize the ITTOs, inputs, tools, techniques, and outputs. So what is ITTO? We have 47 processes in PMBOK guide. So every process has input, tool and technique, and output. So it is called ITTO. So there are, do you need to memorize all the, I mean, there was a question sometime back that was asking, oh, we have so many, uh, uh, I mean, reading PMBOK guide is very difficult. So how do I remember those 500? So you don't need to understand, you don't need to memorize as such, you know, those 500 ITTOs. Here key is to understand the concept and each process, uh, concepts in a process, that's all. Memorization is not required. Most of the questions relate to how or why a specific ITTO is used in a process, and memorization will not be of any use here. So that's what very important. You don't need to memorize those 500 ITTOs. So how it works with Edureka? It's a live and interactive online class. It's flexibility to re-attend, reschedule the class. So let's say you miss some classes, you can re-attend, and you can schedule in another batch and so on. The batches keep on running every month. Couple of batches are running. Lifetime access to the class recording in learning management system. Then so uh, let's say you want to attend your own session, your own class which you have missed, so you can go back because the learning management system will have that uploaded uh, recording, so which you can access anytime, and you have lifetime access to that, so which is very good. 5 full-length mock tests, I think 1,000 mock questions that prepares you towards, you know, PMP examination in very well fashion. Then there are, in addition to that, module-wise quizzes are also there. So there are 13 modules, 1-3, and so almost 400 to 500 questions, additional question from my module-wise quizzes also you will get. You have 24 by 7 on demand technical support. Post course support is also there. 35 contact hour certificate you will get, and there is assistance in filling the application form from Edureka. So that's what PMP success ratio of 97%. More than 200,000 learners across the globe. Hundreds of PMP people trained in PMP. So this is what you get in LMS, the course modules. Then you get mock tests, reference guide, so ITTOs, then class recording, quizzes, presentation. So that's about it. I mean, it's not very difficult. Once you join the class, I think more or less you'll be well prepared for that. So any questions at this point in time? So we are at the end of the question, at end of the presentation. Okay. So I hope, yeah. So Nivedita has a question. I need mock test papers to prepare. What should I do? Nivedita, I think uh, there are websites which just provide, those mock test papers. I understand where you're coming from, since you already have the contact hours, the 35 contact hours. So you can always go ahead and buy it from. Uh, you can contact Edureka. They might help you. I'm not sure how, but I think you can check with them. Uh, so Robin has a question. Do you share project management templates? Uh, Project management templates are already shared by PMI. So uh, we we have few which are again downloaded from www.pmi.org. So you can go directly to the PMI website to get the project management templates for project management plan, for project charter, for risk register, and so on. Yeah. Chetrapal has a question other than PMBOK guide. So I'm ready for questions right now. Other than PMBOK guide, which other book you recommend for preparation? So yes, Chetrapal, there are a couple of books other than PMBOK guide which can be used as reference. So one is a guide from Edureka itself. Other is Rita Malkahi. So Rita Malkahi, but ensure that you're using PMBOK guide edition 5 and not the previous one. So that's what, if it is the previous version, don't use it. I will not say don't use it. Again, concept doesn't change, so you can still use it, but it's uh, not very much recommended. Then there is Head First. So there are 2 3 these books I think you can refer. Then Nidhi has a question. As a part of Edureka, do you help with flashcards, etc., for easy learning? Nidhi, it's not exactly flashcard, but we have something which we help you with. So this PDF will contain those 500 plus ITTUs. So only process and input output tool and technique. Then the formula, there are a few modules which contains the formula or mathematical formulas. So we share those formulas in one PDF, which become kind of easy reference for you. So it's not exactly flashcard, but definitely it ease your learning. Yeah. So if you have any further questions, let me know. I'm here. Uh, If there are no further question, I'll check for another couple of minutes and then, okay, there are question. So Robin has a question. Edureka is authorized partner from PMI. Yes, if you need its uh, register PMI ID, that also you can. So our rep ID is 4021. So as you said, it's authorized partner, global register educational provider, which I had covered in the first slide itself. I hope. So you can, so thank you. And for any queries, please feel free feel free to reach out to us at sales@edureka.co. Thank you. So again, I'll wait for a couple of minutes before I close down the session. Yeah, thank you, Robin. Good night. So, so good night, good day, as per you. Thank you for complete information. Thank you, Chatrapal, for listening into me. So yeah, I think all right. Looks to be all the questions are over. So Srinivas has one more question. So I'm taking a, yeah. Thank you everyone for listening into me. Srinivas has a question. Is the Edureka training targeted more on PMBOK or the exam itself? It's on PMBOK guide, Srinivas Reddy. and exam itself also. So it's combination of the two. It prepares you for PMP examination. Okay. All right. With that, let's let's call it a day. Thank you guys for listening into me. Uh, hope to uh, see you guys clearing the exams sooner than later. Thank you. Bye bye.